Hello and welcome. It is time once again to try to fix something, and today on the workbench we have another PS4 Fat CUH-1215B Call of Duty 3 Special Edition. And it is in really good physical shape, I would have to say. Looks great. But it has a slight issue as it has no power. It is plugged up back there. I didn't forget this time. She's plugged up, but no eject beep, and yeah, no signs of life whatsoever. So I'm suspecting a power supply problem. Let's look at the back of it. You can still see the security tape is still intact. So that's always a bonus. So I'm suspecting a power supply problem, and I have not worked on a power supply in a while. Hopefully I can remember how. So let me get the covers off of it, and maybe we'll swap out the power supply and confirm the suspicions. Alright, well, the bottom cover is off, and yeah, a roach fell out. And I see another one there and there. So, yeah, that kind of tells the story, doesn't it? Well, let's get this supply on out. Alright, a test supply is in. Let me go ahead and plug it up while I've got it where I can see it easily. And what's going to happen? Let's see. Can I reach the eject button? Ah, we have power now. Fire it up. Where's the lights? There's no lights. Did she shut back off? Or is the blue LED busted? Okay, now we have no power. Eject does not work. Well, that's no fun. Okay. We'll cycle the power on it. I'm rather certain this is a good supply. Okay, we have eject. We have eject. If I hit power, oh, a flash of a blue light, and that's it. I'm not sure if you caught that, but the blue light did flash very quickly. That supply should be good. I've used it many times. Let me see what I can figure out here. Okay, I'm not sure what's going on. I pulled the supply out just to check to see if the 12-volt rail was shorted, and it wasn't. Plugged it back in, and now it's working. At least it's staying on and have this flashing blue light. Hope this isn't an intermittent of some kind. Okay, I guess she's going to give us video. Maybe I should hook up HDMI cable so we can see it saying that it was not shut down properly. There we go. Yep, it was not turned off properly. And now she's staying on. That worries me. I don't like intermittents. Anyway, so we have a dead power supply to fix. Let's get that inside of the workbench and see if we can figure out why it has no power. Alright, we are inside at the workbench. It has been a minute since I have worked on a power supply. Let's see if they have changed any. And once again, this is something I don't recommend you do unless you are very familiar with working with high voltages, because there are dangerous voltages in here that can hurt you. I've already blown it out outside, so it shouldn't be too dirty. At least not too much dust anyway. Oh, still got, there's probably the power supply killer right there. Why don't you just go to the garbage can right now? Come on. And take your antenna too. Okay. So yeah, I can see a burnt spot right in there. And this one had no standby power, so I'm pretty certain we probably may have blown the main fuse this time, although it very seldom does it blow. See if I can get the thing in the shot here. Okay. Continuity mode. Where is that main fuse? Right there. Main fuse is good. Tell you what I will do before I go any further is we will discharge this main filter cap. Although I could have power on it since the main fuse is not blown. You could very well have voltage on it. Let's see what this thing says. Yeah, it had a little bit, not much. But she's fully discharged now. So if the fuse didn't blow, then probably this little secondary fuse resistor probably blew right here. And it did. Little fusible 0.16 ohm, I believe it is open. And if that blew, then we have some damage right over here. This MOSFET, as you can see right here, is responsible for the 5-volt standby. And that's very near where the burn mark is right here. Not sure how well that shows up. Get closer. Burn mark right in there. Yep. I'm suspecting this MOSFET probably died. Possibly this IC. Let's see. The MOSFET. MOSFET does not measure shorted. That is surprising. What about this one over here? No. These resistors have not opened up. No. So did we just blow the resistor and nothing else? I mean, it's not usually how that works. Diode checks good. What about this DAP 41, I believe it is? So let me put my red probe on the hot common of that large capacitor, and just check on pin 1, 2, 3, 4, which I think probably is ground, 5, 6, 7 is no connection, I believe, 8. That IC looks to be healthy. I'm just checking a Zener there. There's several diodes and Zeners scattered around this thing. That's good to check. So, what did we short? I believe we shorted the 400 volts to ground. Is this point here where this burn mark is that connected to... No, it's not connected to the... Well, I'm testing to see if it's connected to this positive side of this capacitor. And I think it is, but it's not right now because our resistor is open. So what if I go to the other side of the resistor? Like, not this side, but the other side of the resistor is right here. Is it connected? Yes. So it's connected to the, well, it's like close to 200 volts when you're in standby mode. 170, 180, something like that. And when it's running, it's like 400 volts. And that's assuming you're plugged into a 120 volt outlet here in North America. Other regions, it could be a higher voltage because they're running off 240. So our resistor opened. Is that all? That would be amazing if that's all we did was... Let me just check. So this is ground of that capacitor. Are we shorted on this side of the resistor? No. So whatever short there was is no longer there. Because this would be the input side. This is the side tied to the positive of the capacitor over here. So it goes through a 0.16 ohm resistor from here to here. And this is what feeds the actual circuit. And that goes to there. So maybe we just blew our fuse, our fusible resistor. Let's find out. I'll get rid of that burn mark. Scrape that off a little. I'm not sure if I've ever seen one just open the resistor. Because normally, when this resistor is open, it's because a MOSFET has shorted. Where are my 0.16 ohm resistors? Good question. There they are. They're right in front of me. Let's just get that changed out and see what happens. I would be quite surprised if that's all it needed. Well, the soldering iron is warmed up. Maybe some flux as soon as I locate it. And some solder wick as soon as I locate that. Just going to pry these legs up a little. All right. Will she pop right out now? Yes. Now what I'm installing is a 0.16 ohm 5% 1 watt resistor, because that's the closest thing I can find. That is a very odd shaped resistor, and I'm not quite sure its wattage, but as far as in the the size 0.16 ohms, this is the correct resistance. 0.16. And it is used as a fuse. Just trying to make sure I didn't remove solder from another component right there on the same pad. All right. So what do I measure? Let's go to continuity mode. Just want to make sure, like across this big capacitor, which I discharged earlier, there is no short now. No, that's directly across the capacitor, so there's no direct short there. And this MOSFET, not shorted. I'm just highly suspicious when there's no dead MOSFETs. That's a diode over there. All right. Let me move some stuff out of the way. That's a nice sound. Let's crank up the old dummy load, which has not been turned on in a while. Positive. Ground. Let's see. First thing to do probably is just to confirm that we have the 5-volt standby, which this is a switched plug. It's not hot right now. Let's see. See what I'm going to do. I'm going to turn down. This is plugged into a variac, so I can bring up the voltage slowly, because that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to put this probe on ground here, the 12-volt ground, and I'm going to go to the 5-volt standby pin, and let's just bring it up slowly. On. There we go, 4.8. I'm only at like 40 volts or something. Yeah, like 40 volts AC. Of course, there's no load on now. On the 5-volt standby. All right, I'm gonna bring it on up to 120 volts. Okay. At which point we should have about 400 volts. Not 400, about 170 or so. What is it? 158 volts DC. AC in may be a little low, but you get the picture. All right. Load. Let's set it for like 6 amps or something. Okay, I guess I need to move you so you can see the camera. Just a moment. All right, there's my dummy load, which is set for 6 amps. And turn it on, so now it's active. We have AC power on this. That's my variable AC supply over there, dialed up to 120 volts. So we are ready to begin the hunt for my tweezers. Here they are. Let's see what we have if I jumper 5 volts to the standby line. Yeah, watch where I'm pointing. I saw the lights flicker a little bit. There you go. 11.7 at 6 amps. The voltage reads a little bit low because of these leads I've got are not the largest. So you're getting a fair amount of drop across those leads. But we're working. That was too simple. One resistor. It's not always that simple. You can see it right down in there. It's not usually that simple, but I'll take it. That's a win. Okay. All right, I'll get this cleaned up a little bit. I may have to clean the shell, get the any bug remains out of it. We'll put it back together and try it in the chassis out there. Well, here we are back out in the garage. She is fully cleaned and reassembled. I did go ahead and I cleaned all the case parts like I usually do, and the case for the power supply. I reassembled that. So she should be good to go. Came out really, it cleaned up really nice too, by the way. So let's just see what she does. We're getting video, so yeah, we should be good to go. This one had a what I would call a very mild case of insect infestation. Really mild. Really wasn't much damage in there at all. Sometimes it can be much worse. You've probably seen it in some of my videos. But this one was a simple one. They're not always that simple, and I'll take a simple one when I can get it. But, yep, she's back to life. Well, hope you enjoyed that one. Thought it was somewhat entertaining or educational. If you did, please give me a thumbs up, and I will see you in the very next repair. So long for now.